Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the United Way for the reaction to the interview with Ronaldo and Piers Morgan. The news is still hot. Ronaldo feels betrayed. The truth is told. He slams United, whatever you want to say. But joining me today is the main man himself, the Nigerian monster. Michael, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. It's a pleasure.
Nice. Pleasure having you on. I'm guessing you heard or seen or heard all this Ronaldo blunder, if you want to say.
Yeah, of course. It came out about I think an hour ago, thereabouts. So it's shocking. It's really shocking, actually. Like Piers Morgan put it, he said it's gonna be an explosive interview. Obviously, it's really, really explosive.
Yeah. And he wasn't wrong.
Yeah,
It's a shame that one of its greatest players. Like, listen, I'm all up for players speaking out. Like, as far as I'm concerned, Ronaldo's a professional footballer. He's he's better at this stuff than we are. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. He's better than this stuff than me and you are. But it's sad, isn't it? Though.
yeah, very sad.
Like,
Very, very sad.
if not one of our greatest player is speaking out about the club, saying that he's been feeling betrayed by the club. Obviously, he loves the fans. He has no respect for Ronaldo, he has no respect for Den Hag. Sorry, so like that's a bit like he's getting deep, and everyone has a right to everyone has a right of speech. So I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that." If Ronaldo wants to come out and say, this is the worst club in the world, it's what I can say. Obviously, I can say he shouldn't have said that, but everyone has the right freedom of speech. But I don't know. Do you reckon? Do you reckon we'll see Ronaldo in a United jersey again, Michael?
No, I don't think so. I don't think we'll ever see him, play. And I think he must have played his last game because you don't say those things about your club and your manager and go scot free, if you know what I mean. Not just the players, not just the club. I think he also spoke ill about the club legend, that's when Rooney actually, and the previous interim manager we had, Ralph Ragnick. So I think it won't go down well with him because he will at worst maybe get his contract terminated because that is not it's not good. It's not telling well of a club, of a legend, or of a goat, if you know what I mean. And you know, you look at what Ronaldo has achieved over the years and coming down to Manchester United, it's really horrible because you know, this is the club that we wanted him. If you go back to last the summer where he came in and you look out till now, we all know there's a lot of things going down in the dressing room, going down in the club that we do not know. But I don't think Ronaldo's expression. I don't think is the best way to express his grievances because there are stuffs at stake. There are things at stake. You look at our victory against Tottenham the last time. When he walked down the tunnel. You
Yeah.
know he disrupted the atmosphere in that the win, we got the wrong attention, we got the wrong stories, headlines. Instead of celebrating the win, now we are getting a win against Fulham, and we are still getting another. I don't know, I don't know what Ronaldo was thinking actually. Another headline which is not healthy, which is not palatable for the club at this point. And I think a recent report just came out right now. Manchester United said they refuse to comment. They are not commenting on the Ronaldo situation, on the Ronaldo interview, because they want the players to enjoy their win. They want to take away whatever will just whatever will um take away their attention from the win. They want to enjoy the win and all of that. So I don't know. Ronaldo seems like his ego is just taking the better part of him. If you want to address the situation, there are a lot of ways you address the situation. And I'm sure the club, the manager, nobody knows about this interview, and it goes against the policy, it goes against the standard, and it goes against everything that Manchester United stands for. It's club over player. He's the GOAT, quite all right. He's the greatest, one of the greatest players of all time. But how do you handle situations? How do you handle cases like this? You know, Ronaldo is not. I think, in my opinion, he may not fit into Ten Hag's plan. But obviously, Ten Hag has a plan for him. It's just for Ronaldo to put his head down. You being on the bench doesn't mean you are not good enough. Or you being on the bench means you will not get your time. Your time will not come. That is not possible. We all know what Cristiano Ronaldo has achieved over the years. But for the fact that, he wants to play, everybody on the bench too wants to play. And he feels like he has the right. He has that privilege. He not just privilege, he has that right to play games often. He has that right over every other player, which is wrong. Football has actually evolved. Football has changed. Football has transitioned. You have to give other players a chance. You have to give your manager a chance. And if you check his interview, there was something he said about Manchester United. When he came to the club, thanks to Sir Alex Ferguson, nothing has changed. The club has not evolved. The club has made zero progress. Yes, of course, Ronaldo is very correct.
I agree
Ronaldo is
with him there. I agree with him
yes,
there.
yeah,
I agree.
he's very correct in that regard. But the point is, you don't go out there, you know, talking or saying or speaking ill about your club at large, like your manager. He said
Yeah.
he doesn't respect Ten Hag. He doesn't respect Ten Hag because Ten Hag does not respect him.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Like, it's horrible. We all know Ten Hag. Ten Hag. This is his first season in charge. This is his first season, and I'm sure he would have been briefed before taking the job. He knows what is at stake, and we know that there are some big figures, some big personalities at the club who needs to be curtailed, who needs to bring, who needs to be controlled. And Ronaldo happens to be one of those figures. Give Ten Hag a chance. Give your manager a chance. Okay, see what he's capable of. And I'm sure Ronaldo knows what he's capable of because Ten Hag has won a series of trophies back there at Ajax. Give him a chance. See what he needs to do. See what he wants you to do. We've seen some players, being benched. Like I've always said this, and I think it's true. Is the reality. We've seen some players being benched, and the mentality of some of these players supposed to be: if you don't start games, if you come up the bench, it doesn't mean you're not good enough. You can decide games from the bench, which Ten Hag is actually doing. We have seen our wonder kid. We've seen Garnacho do that several times.
Did it today.
Rash, yeah, he did it today. We've seen Rashford. Rashford has done that a while ago too. Anthony Martial too have done that. Scott McTominay have done that. Fred have done that. There's some players who come up through the bench and they impact games. They impact games. They become. They be, Garnacho actually won the player of the match from the bench. And that is what top clubs like Man City, that's what they do. They have players. You must have a good squad depth. A good squad depth that can actually decide games for you. We've seen Mahrez. Mahrez can come up through the bench to decide games. Foden, of course, for the past 2, 3 game weeks, he hasn't started games. We've seen Foden coming through the bench, and he's obviously one of Man City's best player at the moment. You can't mention Haaland without mentioning Foden. So that's the point. So Ronaldo needs to trust the process. He needs to trust the system. You may not start games 90 minutes every blessed or every single game week, but obviously, even if you come in through the bench, you are part of the manager's plan. And Ten Hag has come out to, you know, he hasn't hidden his intentions. He has always said Ronaldo is part of the plan. So that's what I have to say.
I mean, Leo says there, uh, he will never play for the club in his heart ever again. As he says, he loves the fans, and I think most love him. And we can't say get out of the club because he's going anyway. So yeah, and I mean, a lot of people are saying terminate his contract now, get him gone, get rid of him. Then would that be ending it on bad terms? Like that, you want to end it on good terms. I know Ronaldo, Manchester United is a bit of a rocky situation if that suits the topic we're talking about. But like, I don't know. I mean, I agree with what you said about how the club is being, what the club is like. Like Leo, you said it and Leo said it. The Ten Hag stuff I don't like, but he's right about how far behind the club is. Spot on there. Spot on there. All right, don't talk shit about your manager. Like, you know, a man who was backed you as much as he could. I mean, I thought Ronaldo was sick. I thought Ronaldo was
Uh,
sick, and I don't know. Like, media can media can mess you up. And Michael, you love Ronaldo. I love
yeah,
Ronaldo.
of
A lot
course.
of every Manchester United fan loves Ronaldo.
Everyone, yes.
I'm not going to sit here and say I hate Ronaldo because it's hard to say I hate a person when I don't. Some of the stuff he said was a bit okay. There's no need to say that. Then about the club, he's right. Like, we're going to agree on something here, right? But what Ronaldo said about the club, about how far it is behind everyone else, blah blah blah, spot on. What he's saying about Ten Hag, I don't agree with
Yeah,
because if like if you think of it, Ronaldo is still Ten Hag's manager. He hasn't left the club. He's not. It's World Cup break, but Ronaldo has to come back. You know, it might be for a week. It might be for 2 weeks. He might all of a sudden pull up an injury after the World Cup if they win out, get
yeah.
knocked out early days. Is this like? Can you see Ronaldo lasting until the summer? I'd be surprised. I'd be surprised. I think Ronaldo's problem now is where does he go? Like Leo just said there, his contract will be terminated. Do you think it will be terminated? Like if it is terminated, would you agree with that?
Well, the truth be told, I think that's the most likely thing that's going to happen, and I think his contract is definitely going to be terminated because, you know, Manchester United Football Club, they need to set an example. They need to set a standard. They need to set good standard about themselves or about the club, and I'm sure the world is watching and they will want to see the reaction of Manchester United. And I think he's definitely he may not get the contract terminated, but I think by January, he should leave the club regardless of whatever happens. He could, you know, he could leave, probably go to the MLS because I doubt if there will be a top tier club who, you know, will accept Ronaldo at this point because you know, they will see him as a liability or a problem. Well, I'm sorry to say this, but I think it's the truth. You know, I think he had problems like this similar when he was at Juventus. And if you can remember, was it Bonucci or Cellini? They said Juventus is a better team without Cristiano Ronaldo. I can remember that comment when they said that comment that they play better without Cristiano Ronaldo. I can remember, and he has
Well,
calmed down.
sorry to go through you, but we've seen that on Thursday and today that we could be a better club without Ronaldo.
Yeah, and the truth is,
Well,
you know,
better
what
team, not better club.
yeah, what most fans like. I think our fan base is actually divided at the moment. But what we need to understand, what the fans
It's all over the
need to
place.
understand, yeah, what we need to understand is that we love Ronaldo generally, but at the same time, They should understand that Manchester United, since Sir Alex Ferguson retired, we've been shitty. We've not really been where we're supposed to be. And now we have a manager who is spot on. We have a manager who actually at least we know that he knows what he's doing. He has a plan. Give the manager a chance. Give Ten Hag a chance. We've seen in games, we the fans are watching and we are seeing tactical changes. We can see glimpses of changes, some positive changes, in terms of player attitude, player character, the charisma, and so many things on the pitch. We can see that. That tells us that we are heading into the right direction. Yes, Ronaldo needs to play. Yes, Ronaldo wants to play. Yes, we all want to see Ronaldo on the pitch. But the big question is, hasn't he been given opportunities to play? Of course he has. And when he has been given this opportunity to play, what happened? You know, he bottled up some of those chances. Yes. Because there's some times where he actually, he could get maybe like five chances and he could not he wouldn't score any goal. He could have five chances in a game or in a match and he wouldn't score a goal. So it's something that we should look into. We should look into Manchester United. We should look into the club. We want this club better, regardless of any player. We saw how Pogba was shitty in that. Pogba was, I don't know the right word to use. Pogba was a problem at the club as of that time, and we all wanted Pogba out as of that time, if you know what I mean. Now it's Ronaldo. It is Manchester United over any player. But at the same time, we should know the fans. We should understand that Manchester United is transitioning. We have a manager who wants to implement a style. We have a manager who wants to implement a system. And Ronaldo has been given countless chances. But unfortunately, he is not able to meet up that pace because a manager who wants to play high press, okay, who wants to play high block, where your players they definitely have to go all out to attack. You know what happens when you get a ball from your defender, when your ball playing defender or your goalkeeper, gives you a ball. How do you finish or how do you convert your chances to goal? These are the questions that hinges on Ronaldo. Obviously, he was fantastic last season. He scored 28 goals in all competitions last season. Obviously, but this is a new system. And Ten Hag, I think he doesn't want to build his team, or he doesn't want to build the club on just one player. He doesn't want a player to carry up the burden, just like how Ronaldo did last season, if you know what I mean. So it all boils down to the players themselves. If you trust your manager, if you believe in your manager, you become better. And we can see that in Marcus Rashford. Rashford has come out in series of interviews to say that he trusts the manager, he believes the manager, and now we can see improvement in Marcus Rashford. Same with Anthony Martial. Martial too in his recent interview, I think he said so. He said the same thing. He said they trust the manager, and he trusts that Eric Ten Hag's system is working for him as a person, as a player. So when you trust him, when you trust your manager, trust me, absolutely, you will get the best out of him. When he manages you well, you know, he gives you tactics, he gives you game plan and all of that. But we get it. Ronaldo is a big name. He has achieved a lot. He's a big name. There's no way you call Ronaldo. No, everyone knows Ronaldo. He's a big name. So that mentality or that notion or that psyche, you know, our psyche is focused towards that fact that Ronaldo is special. He's a god of football, and it must always be his way. No, no, we should get that mentality corrected. We should get that mentality corrected because as far as he's still in Manchester United, there is a manager. You have to, you have to do whatever your manager tells you to do. You have to trust. It all goes down to trust. If you don't trust, if your heart, your mind, your body, and soul is not in a club or is not in a manager, trust me, you won't become better. you'll become better. And I think that's the Ronaldo situation. So, I there was something I even heard. I think I read now. They said what we just heard, the stories we just heard about Ronaldo is just a piece of the iceberg. A tip of the iceberg, actually, a tip of the iceberg. In that it's about a 90 minute session, interview session. If you know what that means, 90 minutes. That means Ronaldo actually had a lot to say. Only God knows you know, what those contents are all about.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I'll say about you and this kind of news, I think everyone seems a bit hurt in ways. Um, like it was coming. This was coming. Yeah, he was. It was. I mean, like again, not trying to hit on Ronaldo, but this wasn't an interview that was scheduled. Earlier on. This was probably would have been scheduled a week ago,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
or Thursday, or Wednesday, or for any day, any day. So is just Ronaldo speaking out, like, again? Everyone has a right. If you feel like you're being treated like shy, it's nice to come out and say that. Will Ten Hag want them back in the squad again? Probably not. As much as I hate to say it, Michael, because Ronaldo was a key player to have. I mean, we could see the good impacts he had on the likes of Garnacho. He had a good. He's put good impacts on Garnacho. Garnacho is something else, to be honest. You could maybe throw Rashford in there. Every youngster that plays for that Manchester United, every youngster that has played for Manchester United looks up to Ronaldo. Like, come on, like me and you look up to Ronaldo, for crying out loud. You know what I mean? Like, he's our idol. Everyone has an idol.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
sure.
know, uh, I know you can have more than one idol, but number one's Ronaldo. But I want to talk about. He was talking about Ralph Rangnick, and he said, "If you're not even a coach, how are you going to be the boss of Manchester United?" I've never even heard of him. Now, again, I didn't even hear of who Ralph Rangnick was until Ollie got the sack. I honestly, Michael, I didn't know who he was. So I'm not going to sit here and say, how do you know Ralph, blah, blah, blah. I just heard of Ralph Rangnick. The only first time I heard of Ralph Rangnick is when Sky Sports had that breaking news that he's going to be the new interim manager. I have never heard of him since then. Never heard of him since Ollie got the sack. And then Ferguson again. Ferguson, Ronaldo. It's Ferguson and Ronaldo's like a dad and son kind of situation, isn't it? You know what I mean? No
Yeah.
one's going to speak bad about each other. He said, nothing has changed here since Sir Alex left. And I decided to return to Manchester United. I followed my heart. Sir Alex Ferguson said to me, "It's impossible for you to come to Manchester City." And I said, "Okay, boss." Now we all know Ronaldo was on the brink of joining Manchester City. What if that was just Ronaldo looking for attention again? Blah blah blah. Whatever happened, he played. He's a Manchester United player, so there's your story. He came to Manchester United. Blah blah blah. Um, I mean, I want to talk a few more quotes. He said, as Picasso said, "You to destroy it to rebuild that, and if they start with me, for me, it's not a problem. A club of this size should be at the top, but this is not the case. There's no excuses." Some of the stuff he's saying is facts. I'm not going to
Yeah,
mention
true.
Michael.
True.
That's a fact. As Picasso said, you got to destroy it to rebuild it. And he said if he's the start of that destroying, he's that's it's not a problem for him. But do you think it's right? Let's rebuild this club. Let's smash this club and rebuild it our own way. Or do you just think like Ronaldo wanted to leave since June? Since the season ended last season, it's like, think of this one, Michael. Since the season ended, Ronaldo wanted to go. He was gone, and the only reason why he is still a Manchester United player is because no one was interested in him because of his wages are too high. You're not going to pay 400, 500k a week on a 37-year-old player who can't play 2 games a week. And Michael, the World Cup is going to really hit Ronaldo
Yeah.
because you're playing 2-3 games a week. The days you're off, you're training. You ain't getting any rest. This isn't club football. We have 2-3 games a week. You might get a day or two off. The training is tough, but tell you now, Michael.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I'm not saying Ronaldo's gonna retire anytime soon because he's still a top class player.
It's gonna
Like,
it's gonna play till 40, I think.
what?
He said
40,
he said
40,
he has like 3 4 years. Huh?
3. Yeah, I mean he's 38 in 3 months' time. February is his birthday around that stage. Yeah. I mean, Michael, I mean, Chelsea are interested in him in the summer gone. Bayern Munich. They're not going to pay. They're not going to pay his wages. They're not going to pay his wages. He's not going to go to Sporting because they're going to the Europa League, so they finished third in their Champions League group. Where is he going to go? Like, if we do terminate his contract, where is he going to go? Like, where is he going to go? Bayern aren't going to take him.
Well, the truth is, super agent Jog Mendes may have a plan. You know, let's not disregard anything at this point because for all we got shocked. Actually, the world is shocked by this news, by this revelation. But we should also be at the back of our mind that I think there is a plan. There's an exit plan for Ronaldo at the moment, I think, because he knows what is going to happen after this. And I think, who knows, there could be a club ready to take him in. We never know. But if there isn't a club to take him in at this point, well, I think the only obvious choice will be the MLS because I don't think there's any top tier club who needs him at this moment. Because you look at Paris Saint-Germain, they have the world best players too. There's no space for Cristiano Ronaldo. There's Bayern Munich, and trust me, his wage is a problem. And I think, um, is it Philip Lam? Philip Lam, I think he said something about,
German
one.
midfielder?
I think the director of football. I can't remember his name.
No.
Okay, fine, yeah. I think he said they don't need Ronaldo at this point. They appreciate him being one of the greatest of
I
all
think it's
time. But
Philip Lam, the
I
director
think,
of football for Bayern.
yeah, it should be Philip Plan, I guess.
I think it is, yeah. But anyways, continue.
All right. So he said Ronaldo obviously is not needed. Okay, you look at Man City. Obviously, no. They have Haaland, of course. Chelsea, no, I don't think so because they just got
It's not
Aubameyang.
Philip
They have
Lam.
Lukaku. You said?
I don't. It's some weird. That fella, the director of the Bundesliga club Bayern Munich is Hasan Salihamidzic. But I do remember Philip Lam saying something like that. Anyways,
Yeah, exactly.
and
He said something like that. He said something like that.
yeah, man.
I,
We have
he said
comments
something.
here from Ali Oni who says, as a United fan, I'd love to see Ronnie in the Chelsea jersey. He says it will serve this joke of the club, right? I don't want to see Ronaldo go to Chelsea. I don't think he will go to Chelsea.
I don't think so.
Ollie Wrigley says, let's hope he goes to the MLS or the Middle East, and let's hope we can talk Garnacho into a very long-term deal to, I think that's meant to say, coast him away from Barcelona. What do you think about the comments from Alioni? Says that he'd like to see Ronnie in a Chelsea jersey to serve the joke of a club, bro. What do you think of that one? I want to get your thoughts on that one.
Well, I think Ronaldo in a Chelsea jersey, if it were to be, last summer, this summer that just ended, well, it could be possible, it could be possible because I think they were interested before they got Aubameyang in the club. Yes, of course, because after this revelation by Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously he knows what follows, and he knows definitely. And if Chelsea you know, came out to be interested in Ronaldo, I think he could go, even if the club and the fans may not want to see Ronaldo in Chelsea. But in reality, now, like now, I don't think Ronaldo will be a Chelsea player because I don't think so. I don't think so. They have Aubameyang, they have Lukaku on loan. You know, they have a lot of problems that they need to sort out. And
Yeah, I mean,
you look at the
Chelsea
way,
are Chelsea are a bit all over the place themselves, so I don't think he'll go there.
yeah, they're a problem. They're in a mess. They're in a
No.
mess, obviously. So I don't think Ronaldo will be there and will play for Chelsea. You know,
Like,
and for Garnacho, bro, who knows? Who knows
is
if he
Garnacho
gets?
staying? If Garnacho doesn't stay, if he leaves, I'm crying. I don't give. I don't. I'm gonna cry.
He's gonna. I think he's gonna stay. Actually, he's gonna stay, and
He ain't gonna go. He's
yeah,
he's 18 years of age. Yeah,
still has a lot to learn.
star boy, talent, aggression, passion. I can see her all night and talk about Garnacho.
Yeah,
Also, if you're still watching, if anyone's watching, few people watching, hit that subscribe button as well. Much appreciated. We'll keep you updated with the Man United, with all this Ronaldo havoc. It's going to go on for next week. You know, this is going to go on till at least Friday. We're going to have content coming up. FIFA career mode's going to be returning as well. So, you know, literally I was literally in the progress of making a list of what I'm going to do for the World Cup and Ronaldo. You know, Ollie Ricky says he can sign a contract with Barca in this. If he's on about Garnacho, I don't think he's going to go. If he goes to Barcelona, we've let another talent go to waste. Just before we move back onto Ronaldo, Greenwood, great talent, that's gone to waste.
yeah,
You have someone else who is building and building and building. He's only 18 years old. I mean, Michael, we were talking to each other earlier on WhatsApp about how good
yeah,
Garnacho is.
yeah.
He's not going anywhere.
Brilliant. He's not going anywhere. I don't think so.
He's
And
not
Ten
going
Hag
anywhere.
loves him. Ten Hag loves him, and
Oh yeah,
Ten Hag
you
is
see,
actually working on him
the
at the
players love
moment.
him. After the
Yes.
game, the players were hugging him. They got him on like a little huddle and they were like tapping him on the head. You've
Yeah.
probably seen it. Yeah. So that's
Yeah. Ten Hag loves him so much and is ready to help him improve. And I think we heard stories about improved attitude from Garnacho, some habits, some changed habits he has had in the previous times. And of course, he shows Ten Hag's impact. Ten Hag's impact is quite visible in him. His shoelaces, um, where, I don't know if you heard that story about his attitude coming to training, you know, and all of that. But Bruno has come out to say there are changes actually in Garnacho's attitude and the way he does things now. So it's actually Ten Hag's effect, and we'll see more of Garnacho in the future. We will see more of him.
yeah. Fingers crossed. Anyways, but I mean, Ronaldo back to yeah. He's the headlines once again. I mean, I just don't think this is how. I'm not saying Ronaldo's looking for attention, but when Garnacho gets the light of attention, when the light is on Garnacho and he's getting the attention, it's gone. Garnacho is gone. The attention on him is gone now, as far as we're concerned, right? It's back on Ronaldo. Whatever happens to Ronaldo happens. If Manchester United come out tomorrow and talk about this Ronaldo news, or if they terminate his contract, whatever, there's nothing we can do about it. We can talk about it, but we can't do anything about it.
Yeah,
Um, but he said there, Ronaldo says, "I love Manchester United. I love the fans. We love him. They're always on my side. But if Manchester United want to do it different, they want they want to change many things. Here the progress has been zero since Sir Alex Ferguson left the club. I agree with him there. mean, what we've won an FA. We've,
Yeah, I think so.
since Fergie left, we've won about 5 trophies.
Yeah, I think Europa League. I think we won the FA, and I think maybe Carabao Cup as well.
An
I
FA Cup
think.
as well, Community Shield. So we're
Yeah,
4 or 5.
Community Shield.
Not
Yeah,
much.
no,
Not much. Yeah, I mean, correct us if I'm wrong, obviously, but like, we might have finished in the top 4. I think you finished second place with Mourinho, and City won the league with like 20 points, something like that. Anyways, um, but last bit, Manchester United tried to force me out. Not only the manager, but also the other. I want to talk to you about this as well. Not only the Man United tried to force me out. Not only the manager, but also the other guys who are around the club. I felt betrayed. I feel that some people didn't want me at Manchester United, not only this year but last season. Right? Who could those? It's not Bruno, obviously. It's not Diogo Dalot. It's not.
nah,
It's not Garnacho. It's not Casemiro.
it's not Varane.
It's not Martinez. It's not De Gea.
It's not Varane.
It's not Luke Shaw. Not Varane.
Varane.
I won't
It's
be
not,
his current and I won't be the teammates he had at Real Madrid. I won't be his international teammates. None of them. De Gea, really.
nah, nah. I don't think so.
Could one of those players be Harry Maguire? He's had a bit of
Can you
trouble
hear me?
with him. Yeah.
Okay.
He's always had a bit of trouble in the past with Maguire. Could Maguire be the man? I'm not saying that because I'm not a big fan of Maguire, but could he? Could he?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's possible. It's possible because I think towards that period, Ralph Ragnick got sacked. I think there was a story. I don't know how true it is, but I think I read a story on Maguire not happy. Um, because there was this speculation about Ronaldo wanting to take the captaincy off Maguire, in that Ronaldo didn't like Maguire being the captain of the club. Probably there was some set of players who walked up to Ralph Ragnick to, you know, talk about change of captaincy or changing captaincy. And I don't know how true that or how legit that story is actually, but well, if that be the case, then I think, well, I don't think it might be right for us to mention names here on air, but I think he could be, he could be one of those players actually.
Good commentator from
Or
Maino. He said, "Sorry, continue. Sorry."
yeah, so he could be our players currently, or it could be an ex-player. It could be one of those ex-players actually. We've all known, Gary Neville too. He is in his punditry stuffs. He has come out to in some occasions to criticize Ronaldo. His performances and all of that. And
Now we're not best friends.
yeah, of course. And I think Wayne Rooney. Those are the two club legends that have come out you know, to criticize Ronaldo in his performance and all of that. But what Ronaldo should understand is these guys are criticizing you, but it doesn't mean that um, they hate you or they are jealous of you. When you're a pundit, Ronaldo one day, of course, Ronaldo will get to 45 years someday. He will get to 50 years someday. He will get to 60 years someday. And he's definitely going to do the same thing. He's definitely going to do the same thing, yes, to the younger players, because when he becomes a pundit or he becomes a coach in the future, of course, he's going to criticize players based on maybe their performances or their attitude, you know, or their character. There are a lot of things to criticize a player for. So Ronaldo should also bear this at the back of his mind that tomorrow he's got definitely maybe when he retires, he could be a coach, he could be a pundit, and all of that. So it's normal. It's part of the job. It's part of the game to criticize a player. And why are you criticizing a player? You're criticizing a player because you want the best out of that player. You're criticizing the player because you want that player to see what you say as a motivation to improve. And Ronaldo is that player who feeds on criticisms. When Ronaldo feeds on criticisms, we get the best out of him. So that's the mentality. Try as much as possible to always you don't see the bad side of critics of critics. You see the good side of it and try to improve on your game. You understand my point? So if I'm to go back to what Cristiano said about when Rooney and Ralph Ragnick, trust me, that's utter disgrace and utter embarrassment. And I think Ralph Ragnick deserves an apology for that. And who knows? I don't think Ralph Ragnick will keep quiet about that. I think you know he will definitely respond. He will respond. We'll get a response from him.
I think they're going to the World Cup, aren't they? Not sure. Not sure.
Austria. Uh, I don't know. I have no
I
idea.
haven't got a clue. Uh, I know Australia are going, but I'm not sure about Austria. But Maino
Yeah, you were about to
says,
read. Yeah, of course.
yeah, what was it? Yeah, Maino says, good comments as well. I'm 100% sure he has a new team already. Otherwise, he will never do that. The timing and everything ensures that. Could that be the case?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
possible.
I said it. Yes, I said it's not quite
Yeah,
long ago.
no, you did.
Everything is planned. It's planned. Everything is sorted out. He can't just come out to give an interview to disclose all these things just like that. No, he had plans, and I think everything started. He started working on these plans. If you can remember, when Ronaldo said in 2 weeks the world will know everything. I don't know if you remember that comment he made.
I remember that. I think someone asked Ten Hag about it, and he was like, "What? Like, I don't know what he's on about."
Yeah, exactly. So that
So
since that moment, I believe Cristiano Ronaldo has been working towards this day. And I'm sure I think I agree with what Maino said right now. I'm 100% sure too. There will be a club available, and I mentioned super agent Jorg Mendes. He's a super agent, and I'm sure he must have found a solution for Cristiano Ronaldo at the moment. And so that's it.
yeah, well, if that could be the case, I mean, if if it is or isn't or whatever, blah blah blah, he won't be here. He's either going to be gone in January or the summer.
Yeah.
But you could have a new team already. Could it be a team in the MLS? Could it be
He
in the
could, he
Bundes?
could, you know, he, I think Ronaldo could, he could actually seek for his contract termination himself, if you know what I
Yeah.
mean. And I don't think he's definitely gonna play you know, the club ever again after the World Cup. I think our next match is
Burnley.
I think the Carabao Cup
Yeah.
against Burnley. I don't think he's gonna play. He's never going to play because a manager as strict as Ten Hag will definitely want to show that he has much power. He has much power and can do whatever he thinks is right and is best for the team. You know, let's think about it. If it was yours, I don't know if you heard about the Jose Mourinho and cars drop um, situation. I don't know.
What's it?
Jose Mourinho and he had a problem with his defender. I don't know
Mourinho.
if you, yeah,
We just remember he always used to have problems with Pogba.
that's Rick Karsdorp.
What?
Rick Karsdorp. Rick Karsdorp. Do you know Rick Karsdorp? Rick Karsdorp. That's a Roma defender. He's Dutch actually. I think. Do you know Rick Karsdorp? He's a Roma defender actually, and he's a Dutch player. And I think was it 2 weeks or very very recently actually. I think Ronaldo actually banned him, like he sent him on exile. In that he blamed him for his I think Roma missed a chance to claim all 3 points, and as a result of that, I think Mourinho blamed him for that, for his lackluster performance. He cost the team, and there were reports that I think the player and his family have left the city. Um, they've left Rome. So my point is, when you have a manager, Ronaldo didn't hide his grievances. I'm sorry, Mourinho didn't hide his grievances. Mourinho didn't hide
No.
his disappointment. He publicly said the player was at fault, and he said he should look for a club in January. Mourinho said that. He said Drop should look for a club in January. In that he was disappointed. He's not in his plans, and he caused the team. And for Mourinho to say that, that means over over time, I'm sure that player must have, you know, done a lot of things to warrant such actions. So my point is, in all this, when you have a manager who is trying to prove to players, or who is trying to prove to everyone that I am in charge, I deserve respect, I deserve to be respected, I deserve to be given a chance. I think we'll see the best of players. Actually, we'll see the best. And since Alex Ferguson retired, we've never had any manager who you know who the players held with so much esteem. We've never had a manager who the players respected, and we are beginning to see a manager in Ten Hag who makes the hard decisions. A manager who is willing, who is ready to make the hard choices. You know, you don't just get soft, or you don't act on sentiment, because if you act soft or act on sentiment, it could be detrimental to your team long term. Long term, you and I know, and everybody knows, Ronaldo has not been good enough. He had seen some chances, some clear chances. He has missed it. The high press, he has not really been good enough in that aspect of a game.
Uh,
So if
like,
sentiment were to play, trust me, it would have cost us. It would have cost us more than it has actually cost us now. If you know what I mean.
Mano, by the way, highly agrees with you. He says, I agree with you. We can't play anymore with United after that. But I'll keep it real. I like what he did, where he used to a utopian smut and clean talk, and Ronaldo hits him with some real dirty talk. And he also, about the Roma player, he says, I think he will kick him out for some mistakes. Those mistakes Maguire make 100 per second, and he is the captain and all.
Yeah,
And Joao Pedro, 92, when is the interview starting? This is a reaction to the interview. But the full interview is supposedly meant to be coming out on Wednesday, I think. So when that comes out, we'll have it on our socials. Supposedly, correct me if I'm wrong. Cristiano Ronaldo and Wayne Rooney says, I don't know why he criticises me so badly. Probably because he finished his career and I'm still playing a high level. I'm not going to say that I'm looking better than him, which is true.
that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
Okay,
Absolutely.
I understand Rooney is what around. I think Rooney and Ronaldo are around the same age.
Yeah, age mates. I think Ronaldo is older.
But like, yeah, I know Wayne Rooney is, he's not in the greatest of shape, but like, you don't, it's a bit of a weird one. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a weird one um, about Ronaldo and whatnot. But like, if I'm actually looking forward to tomorrow because I want to know what more comes out. I mean, talk about perfect timing as well with Ronaldo. He did it a few hours after the World Cup. I think it was done earlier on today, but it wasn't like released to the media until 10 o'clock.
That's
So
horrible. Yes.
so
The
hear
wrong
me out,
timing.
hear me
It's
out, right?
horrible, bro.
Hear me out. Ronaldo's supposedly out, ill, sick. But when was that interview done? Was it done at 4:30 today when Manchester United kicked off? Was it done before? was it done straight after the match? Because isn't it a pre-recorded interview that it's released? Am I right in saying that's
Yeah,
pre-recorded interview?
could be,
Because
could be.
Piers Morgan put on his post, you know, it was on mine and your socials, that it's meant to be like a banger. So, could it have been pre-recorded yesterday? When was this interview done as well? There's still a lot of questions to be asked, and they're not going to get answered. Like, is Ten Hag does Ten Hag? Is there a right place for Ten Hag to come out and react to this? For the media, for like Jamie Carragher, the main pundits, Manchester United was, will Gary Neville react to this? Will Roy Keane react to this? Will Peter Schmeichel, who's a pundit for a few others, react to this? He's got his the only way pundits can react to this news now is by Twitter. Not Facebook, not Instagram. You can't text them. Twitter. But will this mend? Will this crap with Ronaldo, Manchester United will amend? I doubt it. It's gone too far. Ronaldo stubborn, Ten Hag stubborn. They don't have respect for each other. It's gone too far. So there I am. And like it makes it's weird. You know what I mean? It's weird, and I hope that if this situation does mend, or we'll end on good terms. I don't know. It's crazy. It's honestly, the more I've gone, this is the more I read about it. Like, it's everywhere now. Everywhere I go, I was on there looking through Twitter and Instagram. It's just everywhere. Constantly, it's everywhere. You go on TikTok, you go on Facebook, you go down the road, you look at the paper. This is going to be everywhere. Never mind Garnacho getting us the late winner against Fulham. 18-year-old star boy. None of that. Ronaldo now is not doing as before, that's clear, but with his current stats, he is like a normal elite striker. I can name many: Lukaku, Lautaro Martinez. Let's not go too far. Sancho. Yeah, no. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Sancho. Jesus, don't know what way to talk about him anyways, but Sancho will probably keep his mouth shut. I understand Ronaldo was one of the best players in world football. I understand that. But you are 37 and you have to give other players a shot. You have to give Martial a turn. More than I can honestly see us not wanting to, but we'll have to sign a striker in January. Like, I really hope we get a striker, and not a panic boy like a 40-year-old Zlatan Ibrahimovic return like that, because it wouldn't surprise me with this club. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping to talk about this more sometime tomorrow on Twitter. Maybe do an Instagram live, something crazy like that. It depends what happens. You know what I mean? You mightn't hear anything until Wednesday. You mightn't hear anything until, like, Ronaldo should be heading to Qatar soon with
It's
Portugal.
PM on Wednesday, I guess.
Sorry?
8 PM.
Is the drop of the interview?
Yeah, the interview, yeah.
Well done. So, there you go. Michael spoke. 8 p.m. Wednesday night is when the interview is going to be dropped. So the 16th of November is when that's going to be dropped at 8 p.m. So check out our socials for that. We'll have it up, and I'll be looking forward to it. There's little clips going around of it, so I haven't watched any little clips yet. I'm actually looking forward to watching those little clips. But I mean, listen, all I can say is we will see where this goes, and will Ronaldo's contract get terminated? Will this be sorted? Will anyone in Manchester United speak out? Will we get a statement? Will Ronaldo, use his sister's Instagram account and come out and talk about it. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
He's so will he, or maybe it's just going to be. I said my part. Now it's for the Manchester United club to say. But the Glazers aren't going to give two fucks. They're not going to care. Oh, Ronaldo spoke this about us. Oh no. Let's go. Let's cry for a few hours. They're not going to care. The only people that are going to care is the fans, Ten Hag, his management squad, and the players. That's it. So, Michael, thanks for joining me.
As always, you're welcome, bro.
It's always nice having you on and having people in the chat as well, getting their thoughts in. If you are new, hit that subscribe button as well. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
Get us to 600 subscribers. We have watch-alongs coming up next week on the footballs. Another channel, not on the United Way. On football scientists, me and Leo and Michael. What's your just get it out there? What's your World Cup Instagram account? I forget the name of it.
Oh, okay. The Global Football. That's
Global Football.
THE Global, then FTBL. Football for short.
Get over there. Hit that follow button. Hit that big fat follow button. And the same for us.
Yeah.
The football scientists, and we're on Twitter as well. I think it's the FTBL scientists, something like that. And Michael also has his own Instagram Manchester United account as well. Obviously, he's always on here. Michael, might as well plug that as well.
So what?
Plug your MUFC Global.
Yeah, MUFC Global. That's on Instagram.
And you do have a YouTube, or is that still?
Yeah, I just post that for now. Like, I just post my YouTube for now. So I just want to work more on my Instagram and my Twitter for now.
It's a marathon, not a. It's a marathon, not a race.
Yeah, absolutely. True.
Maino says new defenders are needed, especially left and centre. Maguire out, Fred out, and even Ericsson after 60 minutes for Ericsson a bit. Starting is great, but he gets bad late in the game, and after we will see a promising United. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the World Cup. Did it come at the right time? Don't know. Will teams' forms be all over the place?
You remember Ten Hag saying there was this report about Ten Hag saying Fred and Maguire
Yeah.
could be sold. You remember?
I remember. Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
Fingers crossed. Jesus. Get Maguire out. If Maguire wins England the World Cup after getting a late goal, a winning goal, I don't give a shit. Amino also says, thanks for the talk, guys. Yeah, that's what we're here for. That's what we do. We like
you're welcome, bro.
Yeah. Hit the subscribe button as well, and you'll see more of our faces coming up soon. Follow us on all socials. Follow Michael's Manchester United account, MUFC Global, and follow the Global.
Way.
Yeah, the United Way. We hit 5k followers on Instagram. So, the United Way and MUFC Global are the two best upcoming fan channels.
That's correct, bro.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for watching. Appreciate it as always. And peace.